Hello everyone. In today's session, I'll be explaining a simple code in which we will check how many numbers in the given array are divisible by 4. Okay, fine. That's all is our code about. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, area instructs that a specific segment should be given in the memory to store this particular instructions. This is a random name. Code informs that these are instructions and not only just data values. Read only informs that this particular code should not be modified during runtime. Okay. Entry indicates where exactly the code is starting. Start is a label. We have LDR R4 comma equal to array. That means R4 points at this particular label. Okay, and that is nothing but the address of this particular label is now stored in R4. Okay, then what we have is R5 comma 8, that is move operation, because there are 8 elements here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, R0 is our counter which is initially set as 0. Okay, we have the loop here which is nothing but a label. Then we have LDR R1 comma content of R4 comma hash 4, which means copy the very first content in which is pointed by R4 and copy it to R1. Okay, after copying it to R1, we want to increment the address of R4 so that it can now point at 8. This is required for the next part of the loop, okay, or the next iteration. TST is similar to AND operation. Okay, one difference is that in TST it doesn't store the result in R1. It will compare R1 and hash 3. It will perform AND operation between R1 and hash 3, and the result whatever is there, it is not stored, but based on the result conditional flags are updated. Okay, so if you want to perform AND operation between two values and just set the conditional flags without actually storing the result, then you can use TST. Okay, so here R1 is compared with hash 3. The reason for this is nothing but any number, if it is divisible by 4, then its last two bits in binary format should be 00. If you consider numbers here, any number which is divisible by 4, so I have made it a list here. Okay, all numbers, if you see, there is one common pattern: last two digits are always 0. If you consider any other data, its last two digits are not 0, it will be 1. Okay, fine. It could be a combination of ones, or it could at least have one position as 1. Okay, so because of which what we clearly know is, if we find, okay, what value is there in the last two digits, okay, based on that we can determine whether it's divisible by 4 or not. In our case, we are performing TST, which is nothing but AND operation between given data with 3. 3 in binary is 0011. So last digits are ANDed, last two digits are ANDed. If the result is 1 or 11, then it is not divisible by 4. If the result is actually 0, it means it is divisible by 4. Because of which we will check Z flag here. If Z flag is 1, that happens if last two digits are 0 here. R0 is incremented by 1. Okay, and this particular iteration is completed. So next value is considered. This is an infinite loop. Okay, let's see how this works. First command is pointing R4 to the address of array, which is 24. As you can see here, we have values 4 8 7, all this stored in the memory. Okay, then what happens? R5 is 8 because we have 8 elements. R0 is actually 0. LDR R1 comma content of R4 hash 4. So R4 content, that is 4, is copied now. then we are seeing the last two bits, we are ANDing and we are setting the flags. Okay, in this case flag is set as 1, Z flag is 1 because result is 0, because for 4 last two digits are actually zeros. Okay, then we are performing add EQ, okay, which will increment the value of R0, and this particular loop is complete. So what actually happens here is that, so we are comparing 4 with 3, that is nothing but AND operation is done, result is 0. What if we have some value like 7? What will happen then? Because last bit is also not equal to 0, so at least one position bit will be 1, which makes sure that our result is not 0, and because of which the Z flag will not be equal to 1. Let's see if that continues for all the next values. 8 is again divisible by 4. Okay, so increment occurs, but 7, if you see, Z flag will be nothing but 0. Okay, because of which there is no increment in or R0. Okay, this continues for all the values. Yes, so out of all the values there are total 5 numbers which are divisible by 4. They are 4, 8, 16, 24 and 32. Okay, that's all about this particular code.